Hi, Jacobs and Jets. I'm here today on Tuesday to say hello. How are you guys doing? I have heard from a couple of people about the in hot water and the idiom for in hot water. It really means that you're in trouble. I heard that some students got in hot water because they broke their dad's umbrella or they took their sister's toy. So I hope that not too many of you have been in hot water lately. I have a new idiom here for you today, and that is called hit the books. Now, does it really mean that you are hitting the books? I don't think so. What it means is that you are going to be studying a lot. And you can see the sentence here. It says, we're having a test tomorrow, so I'm going to hit the books tonight. So hopefully, with the work that you're getting from your teacher, you're not hitting the books too hard. Hopefully just doing some fun activities. But I want you to think for yourself. Think for a moment. When has there been a time that you really had to hit the books? It could be just learning the English language. It could be that you really had to study hard for the math test you had last semester. Or maybe you just really always have to hit the books when you're working on your grammar assignments or your science assignments. So think for a moment. When is a time that you've hit the books or studied really hard? And you can either tell your parents now or your brothers and sisters, or afterwards tell them. Say, Mom, Dad, I hit the books really hard when I did blank. All right. That is another fun idiom to share. I also have a great story to show you. Now, I've been told by a few of my students that they'd like to see the pictures after I read the story. So what I'll do is if I feel like you should be looking at the words, I'll turn it around and read it to you. Otherwise, I'll read it and then show you the pictures so you can hopefully get a better look at the photos. So to start, this is called Don't Call Me Pig, a Javelina Story, which is a very good story for us here in Arizona. The author, the person that wrote the book, is Conrad Storad. And the illustrator is by two people, Beth Neely and Don Rance. And those are the people that drew the pictures. And I think they did a wonderful job of these pictures. They look very realistic. Now, this is also an award-winning book, and it won the Judy Goddard Award, which goes to some of the great books out there. Now, this is also a nonfiction story because this is definitely true. Now, here's my what. What page of this book is this called? The title page. Don't Call Me Pig, a Javelina Story. Now, some of the parts in this book are not going to be truly realistic because I don't think, look at our first page, you're going to have a javelina with a chalkboard on a rock pointing to some words. So, while it has some realistic nonfiction facts in it, it's really, the storyline behind it is not real. It says, welcome to my story. Please pay attention. Well, I'm an odd-looking creature, and I have a tale to tell. I'm a javelina. And here, I'll show you the words because they sound it out for you. Javelina. Javelina. And the emphasis is on Lena. But I have other names too. You see, in hot, dry Arizona, I'm called collared peccary. Now here is a picture of a javelina, a real life javelina, so you can see what one really looks like. And they're known for this white kind of collar here. You can see it's a little bit lighter of fur around their neck. So you can see why they kind of do look like a pig, a very bristly, full of hair pig. And you can also see how the author did a really great job of drawing a javelina, because wow, those photos look pretty good compared to the real life photograph. My body is thin and muscular. Among cactus and pines I roam. I like the rocky scrubland. The Sonoran Desert is my home. Ooh, I really like this illustrator. Look at those beautiful animals. There's a lizard, and there's a hummingbird. Maybe you've seen those. I know I've seen those around Ocotillo. Can't say I've seen the lizards before. And that definitely looks like our desert. I live with lots of family members. The herd, which is the group of javelinas, can grow quite big. Though I'm shy, I've one request. Don't ever call me pig. Oh, so here we are. Look at, wow. They do like to be in big groups. And who's behind that camera taking the picture? Whose tail do you think that could be? Maybe we'll find out. I'm a javelina. Look close, I have no tail. I live in the southwestern desert, which is where we live, with coyotes, jackrabbits, and quail. And here's a picture you can see. Here are coyotes. Here are some quail, baby quail and mom and dad quail. And here's those javelinas with the jackrabbit hiding behind the prickly pear cactus. Now remember what these prickly pear cactus look like, because we're going to see those again. My fur is coarse, that means hard, and bristly, black and gray with a collar of white. My dark eyes are small and beady. It's true, I have bad eyesight. Oh, take a look at this. The illustrator did a great job of drawing what it looks like to have bad eyesight by putting glasses on him. Looks like he's having a picnic. Now, is that realistic? No, that's nonfiction. Or fiction, excuse me. That's not true. So let's see. What do we know about the javelina so far? We know they have really bad eyesight. They like to live in large groups of javelina. They have a thin and muscular body. They live in the Sonoran Desert, which is where we are. And they're also called the collared peccary. Now, if you wanted to, you could make a circle map and list all the things you know about javelina, because we're going to learn more. My snout, that means your nose, is tough as leather. So it means it's very, very hard. Both plants and fruit I eat, but I like the taste of bugs and snakes. Prickly pear cactus is a treat. Do you remember that picture of the prickly pear cactus? Would you like to eat that for a snack? Oh, I don't know. That looked pretty spiky to me, but look at these javelina. This is like an ice cream dessert for them. They are so happy. My front teeth are sharp like javins. Javelins. Boy, Mrs.Christ can't even talk to you today. Javelins. Now here is a picture of a javelin. And if you look, it's like those long spears that people use when they're fighting. Back when we didn't have guns and they would fight in a war. So their teeth are that sharp. Ooh, I don't think I'd want to be around that javelina. That's some sharp teeth. The Spaniards thought it too. I use my snout and teeth for digging, gobble roots up and berries where they grow. So we know that they eat berries and roots, the parts of plants. When danger is near, I stand my ground. My safety does not matter. A loud grunt signals to my herd. In all directions, scatter. That means everybody go away. Here is an animal coming to get the javelinas. And what are those javelinas doing? They are scattering. So you can say, the javelinas are scattering. Say that for me. My skinny legs, oh, they have skinny legs, have just 3 toes. Wow, 3 toes. Now 4, now 5, 3. It's my head that grows quite big, but if you want to keep me happy, don't ever call me pig. I'm a javelina, not a pig at all, you see. In the wilds of the southwestern deserts, I'm called collared peccary. It has 2 names, a javelina or a collared peccary. And the funny thing is about javelina, remember, is that javelina is spelled with a J because javelina is a Spanish word. And in the Spanish language, J makes the H sound instead of the J sound. So many of you, we talked about how the name Jesus is really spelled with a J. Same type of thing. My scent is strong. That means they can smell really well. And stinky. Sniff. You might smell me near. Look close. You may never see me. Only grunting sounds you'll hear. Oh, and look at this. Skunks are sitting around the javelina and they're going, oh, look, it's smelly in here. Now, wait a minute. I thought skunks were supposed to be smelly. I guess they're both smelly. I have scent glands below each eye. What a weird place to have smell come out. And a big one along my back. I use the smell to mark my herd land and to know members of my pack. So see here, they take their scent. Now, is it really like a perfume bottle spraying it around? No. But it's the same type of thing that a perfume bottle does. Their body has scent sacs on the back and below their eyes, and it brings out a smell. So you can see the javelina in the back on the tree is kind of rubbing along the tree trunk to get the smell on it. And then you can see over here on this page, the javelinas are kind of rubbing each other on the neck to get that scent to show, hey, you're in my pack, you're in my team, you're in my family. I weigh as much as 60 pounds. Ooh, that's an interesting fact. That's kind of big. And I stand 2 feet tall. That's big. Just one thing you should remember. What are we supposed to remember? Say it with me. Don't ever call me pig. I'm a javelina, not a pig at all, you see. In Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, I'm called a collared peccary. Let's say that word. That's a fun word. Collared peccary. Say it with me again. Collared peccary. And oh, look at this illustrator. Those illustrators are so funny. Look what they're doing. They're measuring how tall the javelina or the collared peccary is against the cactus. Does your mom and dad ever do that with your height? I do that with my kids. I'll have to show you that. Now you know my story. One last thing before I run. Tell your friends about Javelina because learning is always fun. And there it is, the Javelina eating his snack of a prickly pear cactus, saying goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Jacobs and Jets. All right, I have a couple of things to tell you guys. In the back of my story book, it has a great outline of Conrad's story. He's the author, and then the illustrators. But what I wanted to mention, and this is my book, so I'm allowed to write in my own books, but don't write in books yourself. This lists some of the wonderful stories that Conrad also writes, and they're great because they're realistic. They are true facts about animals. And one's called Rattlesnake Rules, Monsters in the Rocks, Life in the Slow Lane, A Tale of a Desert Tortoise. And then in the yellow over here are some more tarantulas. He writes about scorpions. Don't Ever Cross That Road. Ooh, I like this one. Lizards for Lunch. And one of my favorites is called Saguaro Cactus. So, take a chance. Look up Conrad's story. There's his name right there. And find some of those books that you can read yourself online. Also, too, he has a great coloring arts book that you can buy and then color the pages or print them. It's called Sonoran Desert A to Z. So it's an A to Z book where you can check out different animals, etc., that are in the Sonoran Desert. All right, I'm going to get my iPad and